You are watching a video made for sharpresources.com, the website which brings you design and technology resources for pupils and teachers alike. We specialize in PowerPoint presentations, tutorial videos, interactive flash videos, as well as custom resources. Enjoy the video.
Now we need to be thinking about creating a design. We have the overall shape. This is the shape of the materials that we will be given that we'll have to then join together. We now need to think about designing, and the design will be entirely on the end parts of the model. So obviously the first thing to do will be to select and start a sketch on the side, and also use this little box in the corner. These two arrows will allow you to turn the model, so you need to be aware of how it turns when you select the Look At tool, so that you can turn it back round so you know you're looking at it at the right view. Now there are four options at the top. You've got line, centre point circle, 3-point arc and 2-point rectangle. These will be the main tools we'll use to create a design on the side. I'll just quickly show you a few options. For instance, chopping a piece off the top like this. Draw the entire triangle. That means continue the line up one side and then along the top. Remember to always come out of your sketch. Remember to go back into home view so you can see exactly what you're going to do. And then we're clicking extrude. Now it may be difficult to select the part that you're the section that you're trying to cut away. So just persevere with that. You need to move around the line that they join a little bit just to get that right. We select all for the extents, and it should cut straight the way through so you have two ends the exact same. Now as we can see, we have to be very careful that we don't hit the supports that go through. If that line had cut through one of the supports, which is something we wouldn't have been able to know until we came out of the sketch mode, it wouldn't have been useful. But I'm going to delete that and show you a few other options that we can use using the centre point circle, 3-point arc and the 2-point rectangle. Again, sketching on the end and rotating it to suit. I'm going to use the 3-point arc just to show you the same idea of cutting a corner off. Now you must first click once, selecting on the line that you're going to start, and then click second time on the line you're going to finish, and then the third click finds the actual curve. And then you can use return to return from the sketch. Click on home view, and again we're going to extrude that, cutting through all. OK that, and you will have a CD rack with the ends curved, which is something we can easily do in the workshop. Now we can draw centre point circles, however they really require to be a drill size that we can use. Okay, so that could range from maybe about 6mm. Now using the 2-point rectangle, I'm going to position it so it just takes a cut out of the curve that I've just made. Again, I can use the return button to leave the sketch, and then right click and home view to see that. Now you notice I select the full rectangle here, but it will only be the lower section that's cutting. Clicking cut, I can go all, and then although it doesn't let you see what happens, if you click OK, it will cut away. Now we're going to try the fillet tool. This is a new tool which will be very useful to finishing off your model. As you'll see, you've got a radius there of 2mm already is generally there, and that's probably going to be fine. I'm going to put 3mm in because I want my radius to be particularly big. Now a fillet is basically curving the edges of all the features so that they're no longer sharp edges, but also it gives it a more attractive look as well. Now you'll notice there's a select mode here, and in the select mode you can choose edge, loop or feature. So edge would simply be one edge like shown. Loop will then choose a full loop. That one wouldn't suit for reasons we'll discuss later. but you could use a loop like on this face here. That would work, and I've selected that now by just by clicking it. Now I'm going to use edge. I'm going to select the other loop around the other side, and then from then on I'll use edge just to select the edges that I haven't been able to select at that point. Now remember to rotate round your object so that you can assure that you've got all the edges that you're wanting to get. There's nothing worse than missing one fillet out. As you can see now, those edges are curved, and don't worry about the little black lines in between the curves. They will be going when we try to render the object. To finish the design element, I'm going to add a circle, a hole that will be drilled through the wood at the end. I just felt that the design could do with a little bit more detail, and once that's done, we will then look at rendering the image. And I'm going to fillet that circle, just to see how that looks. Choose the outside face and the inside face, and again on the other side. And this feature is now complete. Now we can change the materials, which is in essence changing the colour and the style of the material. This is going to be wood we're going to be making this out of, and the wood's going to be pine. So look for the pine option in the wood area, and click, and there you have that. Now you can also use painted colours. Notice the tab that I'm pressing when I select these colours. This is painted wood, but we could also just use specific colours. So I'm going to scroll along and look for a red. I'm going to choose this flat red, a sort of matted colour. And with that, I think it's time that I accepted that that's my first design, because I'm going to go on and make a few more anyway.
If you've enjoyed this video, why not check out the others available at sharpresources.com.